phones are creating a problem for public safety. Wrong numbers to 911 are growing, and they're wasting time and emergency responder resources. Fox 11 investigates the impact to taxpayers and your safety. Mark Leland is here this morning with a preview of what he uncovered. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Rachel. You know, if you get a wrong number, no big deal, right? No harm, no done. But imagine if you received 1,000 wrong numbers a month. That's the case at the Brown County 911 Center. It would be no big deal if 911 operators could just move on to the next call, but you never know which caller might really need your help. So they all need to be checked out, and it's costing you.
Brown County 911, what is the address of your emergency?
More than 5,800 emergency calls are made to the Brown County 911 Center on average each month. The operation is manned around the clock. These operators answer calls for help and then dispatch fire crews and law enforcement to where they are needed.
There's like a truck on fire, like literally on fire.
What Fox 11 investigates discovered of the calls coming in, more than 12,500 in the past year were misdials, hang-ups, and those accidentally calling 911. That's more than 15% of all the 911 calls received.
If you can hear me, press the button. Hello?
Unfortunately, we have to follow up on every single call that comes in.
Bill McGlynn is a supervisor in the 911 center overseeing the emergency calls. Those hang-ups and misdials, he says, just takes away from those who really need help.
Every call we do have to follow up on because we don't know if it was just a child playing with the phone or if it was a true emergency and they can't talk to us anymore medical-wise or disturbance-wise. So yes, every call is time-consuming and takes away the resources from the true emergencies.
So we respond until we can either make contact with someone to find out that it is false or if something really did happen. And that
Lieutenant Steve Perry is with the Patrol Division of the Brown County Sheriff's Department.
Some might say it's kind of a burden on your forces. I mean, your patrols, they have better things to do, I'm sure, than responding to accidentally calling 911.
It is a burden, but it is a burden that we're still going to respond to no matter what, because it just takes one of those calls.
But all those hang-ups and misdials comes at a price. The Brown County Sheriff's Department says on average, it takes an officer in a patrol car up to 15 minutes to check out such a call in the Green Bay metro area. Out in the county, it could take 15 minutes just to get there. And for safety reasons, the Sheriff's Department and the other municipal police forces send 2 squad cars to all emergencies. If law enforcement agencies responded to all 12,516 misdialed or hang-ups last year in Brown County, patrols would have spent more than 6,200 hours chasing them down. That's the equivalent of 3 full-time employees for the entire year.
Hello, Brown County 911?
Well, that's a lot of time, and it's a lot of calls that are coming in here and diverting resources not only within the center, but within the agencies that we're serving.
Thousands of work hours at the 911 Center are also spent tracking down the misdials that do come in, and they tell me as more people switch to cell phones, the problem is only getting worse. Rachel.
Now, of course, time is money,
Yes.
so there's a big cost.
Certainly
from all
is.
this.
There is a big cost. We gathered the information on the time spent on the individual calls, the salaries of those doing the work, and the number of calls that came in, and it's a lot of taxpayer dollars. We're going to break it down for you tonight and show you how that money could actually be put to better use.
Mark, it seems like it would be an easy problem to fix, but you just said it's getting worse.
It is getting worse. You would think it would be easy to fix, but the new technology with the phones can be confusing. Many people don't understand them, but the reality is many of these calls can be avoided simply by understanding how your cell phone works. For example, some phones have a single button that you can be programmed to quickly call 911, and we'll explain why the head of the 911 center says that button is not a good idea.
Okay, so it seems easy to do it, to make
Yes.
these calls to 911 without meaning to. Can you get in trouble if you do it?
Well, actually, you know, accidents happen, so they understand that misdials are going to happen. But if they happen repeatedly, that's becoming a bigger problem. The police can and they have issued citations, so you can end up paying a fine for that.
All right, thanks, Mark. And you can explore more of Mark's full Fox 11 Investigates report tonight on Fox 11 News at 5 and 9.